Hey everybody, this is Lenny Fairfield. Thanks for coming to our webinar today. I appreciate it. See you all out there and thank you very much. We're going to leave the chat off for now, but if you have any questions, we will open it up at the end for some questions. If you're watching this in the future, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Again, Lenny Fairfield. I am a nationwide director of solar sales for many corporations. Today's sponsor is the Nest Residence and JustSublet.com. We appreciate their partnership, helping their landlords do exactly what we're talking about today, and that's creating creative profit expansion for real estate investors and landlords. How can we get that extra $300 to $500 per month for you when it comes to revenue and cash flow? Remember, anything that we show you today, please run by your CPA because every tax situation is different, especially in the world that you all play in. So check everything by your CPA. Just make sure that everything's accurate for you. This is not tax advice. I'm not going to go there because it's way too complicated. Anyways, investing solar panels for rental property can be a good financial decision for landlords, provided the right conditions are met. Gives you 6 things. 1, higher rental income. I'll get back to all of these in a minute. Tax incentives and rebates, reduced operating expenses through depreciation as well. Hedging against energy price inflation, positive public relations and marketing, and of course, increased property value depending on where you are. So here's the 2 ways that we're going to look at. First of all, you got the traditional investor. You buy the house, you rent the house to renters. Renters then rent their electricity from the power company, and it does create revenue and cash for you, but only from the house. The disruptive investor, the new way of thinking, buy the house, install solar to generate electricity, become your own power plant, rent the house and the electricity to the renter, generate 10 to 30% more income from the same door. Let me tell you more. This is a traditional model, right? So I got highlighted, the 3 houses that have been bought, the 3 doors that have been bought and rented out to renters to generate cash flow. The one in the middle of those is different. That has solar. So what the ones next door are not doing is generating revenue on their roof. Just by simply installing solar, you can create and generate the electricity needed for the renter, and they can pay you for that electricity rather than the power company. In the end, it's all about you getting that extra cash flow, extra income coming in from another source. It's great to be diversified. Well, how do we get that extra rental income? You include the utilities in the rent. You can advertise this, make it so that the utilities are covered in the rent. You can actually put a limit in the lease contract so that, they don't go over a specific amount, but then you're covering the utilities. The utilities will stay in your name or property manager's name, however you have that arranged. Something to think about: vacation homes, short-term rentals, Airbnb, they already include the rent and the electricity in the rent. Okay, so why not think about it as a long-term landlord or property manager, property owner as well? There are some tax incentives and rebates. This is something I'm not going to touch a whole lot on. It is not the same as the solar tax credit that is out there for residences, for people who live in those places. There are different incentives, and it could be, as much as 30% tax credit, if not even more in some cases. Plus, the tax code is changing regularly, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Just know that you got a tax credit potentially out there that you should absolutely look into. Set an appointment with me. I'll have the latest information whenever you contact me. Again, just to remind you, Airbnb, short-term rentals, vacation rentals, like this beach house here that I've had panels installed on, reduces the operating expenses. Okay. In the short-term rental space, it's all about operating expenses versus how much you can take in and rent. And by reducing the power bill, by using solar instead of just electricity from the power company, you're generating more money, more profit through decreasing your expenses. This is this is an ugly slide. I don't like it, but hey, what the heck? Reduced operating expenses through depreciation. So you also got the opportunity to depreciate this asset potentially. Obviously, talk to your CPA. I'm not going to read this whole slide, but there is depreciation available. Y'all are very familiar with depreciation because you do it with the actual rental property. This is just a piece of the rental property that then can be put through depreciation as well. Potentially bonus depreciation or Section 179. These are things that I'm not an expert in, so I'm not going to talk about them, but you should definitely check into it. So this is just a comparison. I mean, hedging against energy price inflation, we all know that energy prices are soaring right now. There's some states where it's actually literally doubled overnight, the cost of electricity. This is an example of someone who's got, like getting power from the power company, simple inflation of 6% per year, which is not even near right now. This house was going to pay over 25 years, $231,000. They went solar, they're actually going to save $140,000. Now, where does that money go when it gets saved? Into your pockets. Okay, so this is something that you definitely want to take a look at. I can do a specific house specific or a door specific presentation and show you exactly what it would look like for that house, because every house is different. Not every house qualifies. It has to have some kind of southern and western exposure in order to qualify. Positive public relations and marketing. Okay, you can market this house is run by the sun. There's people, especially if you're out in California, West Coast, they love seeing this kind of stuff. Up north, same thing. People love solar in a lot of areas. Also, we can talk about having battery backup and not having to worry about the grid and grid, blackouts and rolling blackouts. There's a lot to be won here through marketing. As far as value, increasing the value of your home, I mean, fundamentally, Zillow did research, did a study, said it increases your value of your home by 4%. All I'm gonna say on that is it does increase the value of your home. How much depends on where you're at. It's definitely a lot based on the appraisers in the area. I highly recommend getting using green realtors and green appraisers so that you can actually get the value out of the solar. This again is also very regionally specific. So that's it. I just wanted to do a quick video on this. This is my contact information at the top. Feel free to reach out to me. Thank you to the folks at the Nest Residence and justsublet.com for their innovative ways of looking at things like solar in order to generate more revenue for their landlords, as well as this guaranteed rent. They like to do a rent guarantee, and I think that's phenomenal. Actually, they do it at no cost to the landlord. So you might want to take a look at that. Anyways, my name is Lenny Fairfield. Again, thanks for coming. We'll open up the floor to questions now. Have a great day. Thanks.